Hey, what's up, guys? Little man with a big opinion here. A lot of bullet points to cover, so I pulled out the old journal, and not a whole lot of time to discuss it. We're still talking about Iran. We're still talking about the ongoing military strikes, the retaliations, the other countries getting involved, the other countries not getting involved, and, just a little bit of my opinion. Um, If you like this kind of stuff, subscribe to the channel, share it with everyone that you know. And I'm going to, talk about why this is important as a prepper. So, we're going on day 5. Um, First bullet point is there are plenty of people on the right and left that are okay with this. There's people on the right and left that are not okay with this. Uh, you know, if you like Trump, then you like what we're doing for the most part. If you dislike Trump, you think everything he's doing is terrible and we shouldn't do it. But from my first video to this video, from my understanding, our 12-day bombing last year didn't get rid of nuclear capabilities in Iran. They said, we've got the material to make 11 nukes. That would probably heavily destabilize the region, and we don't want that to happen. It kind of seems like Israel had a plan to take this stuff out, regardless of if the United States was involved or not. The military intelligence says we were going to get attacked anyway, and so we preempted that with, hey, we've got stuff in the area. Why don't we go ahead and try to take out most of the offense before they use it on us? It's one of those scenarios where uh, there's a new bully in your school, and he's got a problem with one of your friends. One of your friends says that he's going to fight the bully, and the bully is going to fight back. The bully is smart enough to know that you're his friend, and at some point in time, once they have their fight, now he's going to come fight you. Some people make the argument, fight to win instead of fight fair. So you decide, you know, me and my friend are going to go fight the bully at the same time. That's the way that I see this. Um, they say up to 6. At least right now, we have 6 service members that have died. It's terrible. It sucks. The intelligence is saying if we didn't do this, we're going to get attacked anyway, which probably would have had a much higher loss of life. So, we're in that terrible situation where we can't reverse time and just not do anything, wait for Israel to do their stuff. And like we can't compare the two situations because Israel's an ally. If they went in and attacked Iran, and then we just defended our bases and assets, could that number be 30, 50, 100? We're never going to know if the path that we went down was the better path. There's a lot of people in the military, there's a lot of people in government that know more about what's going on than I do. And they've run those numbers. They've figured out those calculations. So, for the most part, I would say we're doing a pretty bang up job. You know, we say it in lifeguarding stuff, that one is too many. Uh, but as terrible as it sounds, I'd rather the number be 6 than 20, than 100, than, whatever the number could be. We're hearing that we've destroyed a lot of stuff. They're running out of missiles and drones to launch back at us. The missile part, I can kind of believe. The problem with drones is, a $40 drone can carry ammunition large enough to, knock out a room in a building, destroy a vehicle, injure, maim, kill, a handful of people. I can go to my Walmart and pick up 50 drones. The world is probably making hundreds of thousands of these a day for various reasons, varying sizes, ranges, all of this kind of stuff. Those I don't see subsiding. Like, I watched a video of a drone, U.S. soldiers were watching their trucks get blown up. I say trucks, I think it was just one truck that actually got blown up and a couple were damaged from one singular drone. They are all tightly packed. It reminds me of the movie Pearl Harbor, where they just do a strafing run and destroy, dozens of planes. Bigger munitions probably could have destroyed the whole thing because they're all lined up looking nice and pretty. From what I saw in this video, one truck was destroyed, a couple received some damage. But, we really don't know how many drones they've just got. And we'll probably never know. And they're probably getting hundreds, if not thousands more every single day. Iran is attacking basically everything that the U.S. has in the region, a little bit here or there. They're irritating other countries because, in Saudi Arabia, Qatar, Kuwait, they're trying to destroy embassies and consulate buildings and stuff like that. A lot of those countries are doing a very good job shooting stuff down. The one thing, it was in an article. It got like 2 sentences, but Iraq destroyed a pro-Iranian base in their country that was apparently gearing up to head into Iran, and don't really know if they were for the next regime that people are building, or if they were trying to come in for their own regime. But even Iraq is getting involved, saying, we don't want these people here. They're not aligned with us. They're getting ready to do attacks. It got 2 sentences, so I have no idea, how accurate this is. Is this, a group that wanted to overthrow something in Iraq, and they can now frame it as a, pro-Iran thing. Hezbollah is, we know for certain they are Iranian-backed. They're launching strikes into Israel. They're launching strikes at U.S. stuff. They're the primary factor in disrupting shipping in the region. Big bases, lots of armaments in Lebanese. And the Lebanese government said, throw your stuff down, go home, don't mess with this stuff. And I think Israel told them the right thing. you wrote a strongly worded letter. The letter is not going to disarm bombs and make people go home. You're going to have to do that with your military. And the biggest issue that I see developing from all of this is it's very difficult to bomb away a ideology. So Iran, it's looking like the Ayatollah, it's either his son or his grandson, is going to come into power. Oh look, I just got an update on my watch. It actually came up on my phone, which it went away really fast. But I saw the word Iran. U.S. submarine sinks Iranian warship with a torpedo. First time it's happened since World War II. I think it just kind of shows how, much more advanced we are in doing this. I haven't read anything about this article. It just popped up on my watch. Fox reported on this 48 minutes ago. AP News reported on this 20 minutes ago. A U.S. submarine sunk a prize Iranian warship by torpedo, the first such sinking of an enemy ship since World War II. Secretary of War Pete Hegseth said Wednesday morning. We are fighting to win. Hey, that's what I just said. Effectively neutralized in a Navy fast attack. Immediate effect, sending the warship to the bottom of the sea. This just seems excessive. The Iranian Navy rests at the bottom of the Persian Gulf. Combat ineffective, decimated, destroyed, defeated. Pick your objective. In fact, last night we sunk their prize ship, the Soleimania. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Their navy is not a factor. The U.S. will soon have complete control over Iranian airspace after missile capabilities were drastically diminished in the first 4 days of fighting. Which I would be kind of interested. They don't have comments. Oh wait, yes they do. The entire crew is looking to the skies for drones and aircraft. Meanwhile, deep below is where they should be looking. Operation Praying Mantis all over again. Reagan in 8 hours destroyed 2/3 of the Iranian Navy. Now Trump has done something similar. Let's load some more comments. See if there's anything important here. The Iranian drone carrier Shahed has also been sunk. Let me see. Converted. They say it was officially commissioned about a year ago. See, I don't even keep up with everything. Apparently we did sink it 2 days ago. They say fact checked that we did in fact sink it. 2 days ago, the Iranian regime had 11 ships in the Gulf of Oman. Today, they have 0. I'm fine with that. And, this person points out, very importantly, let's not get swept away with the hubris of victory on the battlefield. We have to win the peace, which will be much more difficult. We're not talking about, being majorly involved in the regime change. I think more of us are worried about, gas going up 50 cents. I think more of us are worried about, the cost of goods based on the disruption in the area, which makes, me talking about being a prepper kind of boring, because I'm full steam ahead. Fruit trees are planted in the ground. If you didn't see my short with a trailer full of wood, I've got a project for that. Chicken coop's getting finished, hopefully during spring break, because I'm a teacher. I'm not going to get to party, I get to work. Still camping, still learning skills. None of that has changed. In fact, I'm pretty happy with myself that I keep the truck's fuel tank over halfway full at all times. I completely filled up Friday before all this started. I was very happy that I could get diesel for $2.79, because it going up 55 cents basically in a 48-hour period, I saved myself about $12. So I'm happy with that. I'm not going to be happy the next time I have to fill it up, but that's neither here nor there. We're going to continually get updates on this. There's y'all saw firsthand. I got an update on my watch. We got to talk about it in this video. I'll probably wait another day or two unless something seriously crazy happens. But until then, subscribe to the channel, leave your comments down below, and share these videos with your friends and family. Let's continue to grow this thing. Until then, I'll catch you in the next one.